Yes, yes, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Football with Ends. We're here to talk about Arsenal star boy, Saka, man. Listen, he is back in the building, ready to go again for the rest of the season. It's an interesting one. I want to know from the Arsenal fans themselves as well, because with Liverpool so far ahead, do you really want to risk Saka coming back now, or have Arsenal turned full attention to the Champions League? I think probably that's where they need to really, really put all their focus in and all their eggs in the basket. I think Liverpool's kind of wrapped up the Premier League already. Um, so it should be interesting, man. Saka is now back from his long-term injury. He obviously had to have a hamstring operation, which has kept him out since I think what November, December time. Very, very long time for any player to kind of be out for. But fully recovered now, from what I've seen from the Arsenal camp, this should be an interesting one. He's been the only shining light for Arsenal. I'm sure they've got other players, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans will mention, a few of the other boys. But in terms of the one that I look at and go, do you know what? I would love to have him at my football club. He's the only one currently. And when he picked up to knock, he was already on, a certain amount of goals and assists in the Premier League. And you could see that Arsenal really and truly missed him. Noticeably the most as well, Martin Odegaard. He's been the one that's truly missed Saka. Their link up and the chemistry they've had over on that right hand side. Saka, most of his goals and assists, obviously cutting inside and then putting the ball in the top corner from the crosses, the pinpoint corners that Arsenal was living off of. To be fair, man, they were the set piece king at one point because he was the one taking the corners. I think Declan Rice has stepped in and kind of done his kind of best as well. And I've realized he's really good at set pieces himself, but they are missing Saka. They are missing him massively. And to kind of have him back, they've got a massive Champions League game coming up against Real Madrid. This is where he could probably come in and do. But my issue with that is I don't think you guys should rush him back. I think he should just I want to say that obviously there's plenty of football left to play. There's 9 Premier League games left, and there's also you've got 2 quarterfinals, 2 semi-finals, and a final, left if Arsenal go all the way in the Champions League. But because of his injury, he comes back. Maybe he's not going to be as sharp. Maybe he's not going to be as fit, and also that as well. Maybe it could be psychological as well, where he's thinking if I really go on a sprint too early, um and feel something and it goes again, he could be out for even longer. So I feel like for me personally, I think I would rest him. I want to know what you Arsenal fans think for me. I'd just rest him for the rest of the season. I think your team has the ability to win games um without him, but at the same time, obviously him being your main player, I get it. I know you guys want to play him. And like I said, before he went away on his injury, he was on 10 Premier League assists. That's so crazy. He's been out for so long. And the likes of Robinson's been on 10 for ages as well. Damsgaard's been on 10. And obviously noticeable Mohamed Salah is on 17. But just to kind of look at that, he's been out for close to 2.5 months. You'd say maybe even three, and he's only 7 assists behind Mo. So that's going to be interesting to see when he comes back. Can he kick on? Can he, start assisting again? Can he get those pinpoint corners and crosses into the box? And maybe help his team to win games of football again, because they have struggled, but they have found a way and a solution now to win games of football without a striker or a noticeable striker. They've had their fair few injuries, but listen, your Arsenal Football Club, you kind of have to deal with those injuries, and the players that you bought for backups and second string, you're gonna have to throw them in. Noticeably, this guy here, Mars Lewis Skelly, he's been for me sensational, bro. Like watching him play, and sometimes you kind of hate it because I'm not an Arsenal fan, obviously. So sometimes you kind of look at it, and you go, yeah, I don't really like how this kid is just coming in and making it look so easy and plain simple. And he's got bags of energy, and he's got a bit of chip on his shoulder as well, but in the right way. And he just noticeably, obviously, he's got a couple of red cards already, but obviously he's still young. He's learning as he goes. But you can see from his performances, man, you can see that he knows that position is now his. They bought Calafiori for big money, and this guy has come in and just kept him out. It's crazy, honestly, so crazy, because I thought, oh yeah, Calafiori will be the guy, Liverpool was once linked with him as well, and I thought, okay, looks like a good player. Let's try and get him in. Arsenal said, nope, we'll take him. But Miles Lewis Kelly, top player, man. Gets his England call up and then gets his debut and then scores his first England goal as well. Great run, great pass from Bellingham to give him his first England goal and his first England cap as well. I think this kid has a big and bright future. He just has to put his head down, keep working, and he has a bit of personality as well. And I don't like taking personalities away from players, especially in the Premier League, because I feel like sometimes, everyone's so robotic, man. They don't really say how they feel. They don't really act how they feel. They just, right, we need to stay regimented and we have to answer in certain ways and we have to be so PG at times. And I feel like he might slip out of that mold. And I feel like the next generation of ballers and footballers coming through need to have a bit of personality about them. They need to be able to, obviously within reason. I'm not saying go on there and rant and rave and swear and all of that kind of thing. But I feel like these players can go and speak and articulate themselves in the right way, but also express themselves and how they're actually feeling instead of being so robotic, man. And the other guy that they've been really heavily relying upon is Wanyeri. Look, if Saka didn't get his injury, let's be honest, I don't think Wanyeri would have been given the opportunity. Is he a top baller? Yes. Is he spoken about in high terms, behind the doors at Arsenal? Yes. But I don't think he would have been given the opportunity if Saka was still fit. And I feel like sometimes this is what happens when a top talent gets injured. Sometimes you unearth a gem, a different type of player, and I think he can mix it in the Premier League. You've seen that from some of his performances within the Premier League as well. But he's still very young as well. Still needs to grow and adapt to and build his game. But these two in particular for Arsenal are top players. I would love to know, in the next 10 years, God willing, the next 10 years, what do they look like? Or even the next, say, 5 years. So that will put them around maybe like 22, 23. You know what I mean? Around them, 22, 23, yeah, in the next 5 years. Where will they be? Will they still be at Arsenal? That's another thing as well. Will they still be at Arsenal? Would they maybe Real Madrid come knocking on the door? Who knows? Maybe a Barcelona comes knocking, and I feel like with the emergence of Trent, leaving to go or seemingly leaving to go Real Madrid from Liverpool, could these guys go, right, you know what, we can go and spread our wings as well? They've seen Harry Kane now at Bayern doing what he's doing. Um, so many players out there that's gone, English players that's gone and spread their wings. Sancho of yesteryear, before he's come back to the Premier League, went out there, spread his wings, showed what it was about. But obviously, he's come back to United, and it's not been that great. Chelsea kind of been back on a bit of form, but it's still a bit part as well. It's not really been that great as well. So, you guys, let me know in the comments down below, man. I've found, Saka being back massive for Arsenal, but for me, I think they just need to concentrate now on the Champions League. I think that's something realistically they could go and win. That's what 5 games. Liverpool need 5 games to win the Premier League, and I think if they just concentrate on that, just let the Premier League go now, guys. I think look, I know they play before Liverpool. Maybe if they win, maybe if Everton can get a draw against Liverpool, if buts and maybes, I think Arsenal stand a better chance of winning the Champions League. And I feel like they've got players in the squad, and that can on a one-off game. But they do have Real Madrid, and these guys do not know how to lose games of football. And when they do, it's a tough one as well, man. They score plenty of goals. They've got goals from all over the pitch. They've got, when they need a senior player to step in and kind of help out and dictate, they still got Luka Modric waiting in the wings just to step in when they need him. The defense, I wouldn't say is great, but it can win games of football. It knows how to win games of football. Um, and then when you've got Bellingham, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, you name them, they've got them. Mbappe, you've got so many top players in that team. It will be difficult for Arsenal. So look, I'm interested to see what you guys say in the comments down below. Guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel as well. If you're new as well, consider, consider subscribing, because you never know. You might enjoy the content being shown on this channel, or you might not. We have to kind of wait and see. But until we meet next time, guys, catch you. Peace.